Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video here, the Outerhaven YouTube channel. It is I, GetSelious, and I'm joined by my friend here, Will.
Yo, how you doing, everybody? How you doing out there, internet world?
Yeah, so this is maybe different. You maybe mostly see me paired with Sif Scott or Solo, but I'm joined by Will. He's another contributor at Outerhaven.net, and we both had a lovely chance this past weekend to visit Anime NYC, which was, we'll give our thoughts and opinions of it. It was a really good experience overall, as you can just listen to us as we just vibe out walking around this great convention. So, yeah, so Will, what was the key thing you wanted to do at Anime NYC this year?
If anything else, like when I first saw basically the lineup of Anime NYC, I was like, I thought, okay, it was first off light, like they were because as you a quick history lesson, like they announced that the change that as this was the Anime NYC was changed going to the summer. I thought like, well, can they even bring in like the good heavy any stars that actually warrant like the guest list of sorts. I mean, they had like the Japanese voice actor for Piccolo in there, as well as like a couple of the production team members of like Mashley, Shangri-La. I think B Stars, as well as like a couple of other shows. Like while those are and even like some Love Live, I guess if I or is it Bang Dream? I forgot one of them. I'm sorry. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. But yeah, like I was like, okay, can like those are nice. I mean, considered for Japanese guests, but like it was not like I don't know. We had like again Minori Chihara back in many years prior, or like some other of like the songstress like Konomi Suzuki or the such. Like we had Annie song in previous years, so they kind of been quiet since then. But if anything else, the only thing I wanted like but then they reviewed the guest list even bigger. I mean, the fact they had Critical Role, which normally is reserved for New York Comic Con, but the fact they managed to go and bag Critical Role for Anime NYC was just like I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. So like that was definitely a win in their a point up in their book. And yeah, for me, definitely I want to see Matthew Mercer and Laura Bailey because last year near Comic Con I have saw Liam O'Brien and Travis Willingham, and they were hard to get. Like again,
Yeah,
critters are crazy. They're a separate kind of community, but they are crazy.
true,
And
true.
yeah, I had to go and grab them that, and of course the good old golden voice of anime himself, Mr. Steve Bloom, was also making an appearance. So again, if you want to meet Steve from Glenn, be it here or there, yeah, he's always a fun guy to see. So yeah, Steve Bloom was there, and Alex Lee, voice actor for Mashley and Solo Leveling.
And Luke for Street
Of
Fighter
course,
Six, because dude, he's
and
huge.
of course Luke. Of course, you gotta have Luke as well. Yes, he was there in for Mashley as well as a couple other things, and yeah, he made a return appearance back at NYC. So I decided to go like, yeah, stop by him again because this is coming after the release of Persona 3 Reload, and of course he's riding that high of that release as well as getting ready for Persona 3 Reload episode I guess for the December that's coming up in September.
Right, which we
So
had a
yeah.
chance to play at this convention, but we'll talk about that later. So, the reasons I went to this convention? The moment you told me, I think a month ago, that Hololive will be there, and that was already point number one. And point number two, when I
Yes.
found out that Seven Seas, one of my favorite manga publishers, would be there, because Seven Seas was never at any conventions. You don't see them. They was 90% online. It's the first time they're in person, so we got to see them. Like, thanks for coming out. I appreciate that. So those are it. I came from the manga and my VTubers, so I'm a simple person with
Yeah.
simple needs. And I bought a
Yeah.
lot, and I purchased a lot of swag. But we'll get into that later. But those are like our key reasons why we decided to go to Anime NYC. And I guess we could talk about more about. I want to say this convention was very different from the one last year and prior years. Obviously, it's the same location, New York. It's the Javits Center, but they only had access. I think it's the show floor. Am I correct?
Yes, they pretty much only if they said in their announcement is that they have basically got the basic Java Center best. So basically, they got every single the top floor, the Crystal Palace, as well as the bottom floors like Hall E to A. So they pretty much reserved the pretty much the basic Java Center. So yeah, you have the main exhibit floor, and then you had the bottom level and the top levels. It's not they don't have the far right extension that's like the extra theater panels like the Empire stage, which yeah, that thing's like if you have that the extra big cinema people out there like in New York Comic Con, they didn't have that further right extension. So they Anime NYC, had the basics Javits Center, but overall, I like it feels like much more better, at least compared to last year, which they unfortunately couldn't rent out the entire bottom level, if I recall correctly. I think like they had
Yeah,
to move the
they
queue
had it
hall,
bottom
some of the stuff.
level. They had it was. I think overall this convention, this Anime NYC 2024 had less space than compared to previous convention, but it was used the most effectively. An example of this is how the layout is. As you're probably seeing, you're
Mm.
now, Will and I walking around doing this. You'll see that like within the big booths and smaller booths, they're all put together perfectly. On one end, that is where you get the auto. I think the further end was where you get the autographs and the food court was at. But in between that was Artist Alley, and then between that was some of the other conventions, whatever. Like there was no way you could miss an Artist Alley booth. They were all connected in a straight line. Even if you went further down to the Crunchyroll or this section, you would still see independent artists and swag everywhere. So it's like it was well organized. It was a straight line. This was great.
It
Now,
was clearly sectioned off, if anything else. Yeah, like when I was recording the footage here, it's like, yeah, I was like pretty much right at that borderline between Artist Alley and the main exhibit floor. So yeah, like when you're like traveling it off the main exhibit floor, you will just walk into Artist Alley no problem. It's like it's not like sectioned off like I don't know, they put it in the lower levels or like put it somewhere like they section off on like far right whatsoever. Like it is. Like it was right there. You really can't miss our Artist Alley. It was like there is the right side, like the main, obviously, main spotlight features like Hololive, Cover Core, Face Connect and such, and of course like like Seven Seas. But yeah, further along you see, as you said, you see the autographs, the photo ops, like in the further left side, and then
yeah, when you
on the
go
right you see the Artist Alley.
right, you go further down, you'll see like some of the bigger booths. You see like Omo Cat. You'll see Onai. Omo Yacht. Oh no, Yacht. They're further down. I can't pronounce their name, but I purchased their shirts. They sell Hollow Star stuff. They're further down. Ono Yacht. You would see like several other vendors. You'll see Yen Press and Easy Press. They're a sub company. You'll see them. It's just amazing how like everything was organized perfectly. You can see it was findable, but it was always something interesting to find because it's all crammed together. It was like I would say walking in a very populated old school. If I don't know how old I'm my age. It's like walking downtown in old school Chinatown or walking in like a crowded like street market where it's everything is flowing, nothing's over too crowded, and there's always something to see, but it was never felt out of place. Like it was very good walking across the board. So
It,
overall, I gotta say this layout, this section, how this con was done here is a 5 stars. It was excellent. I never felt like, oh no, I have to run to another part of town to see this random artist or whatever. No, it was there to get there, and that was a thing
it,
too. One of the fears I had from prior cons is that some of the prior cons were terrible. Artist Alley was stuck in a dark section of the other arena of the others of the part of the Javits Center, and that was it. So if you want to go there, and it was like a trek, you had to go like through an escalator or through the steps. You're in Artist Alley, and you had to come back. Like it was the same setup as New York Comic Con.
Yeah. Near Comic Con, they always like put Artist Alley right at the bottom level, or like they pretty much section off. Yeah, like they put them on like nowhere. Like if it's underground, and yeah, circulation's kind of bad down there, and just yeah, when moving around, it's yeah, as you said earlier, it's like it definitely felt like in much more like the early years, even like back in 2017 when it first came to be Anime NYC. Like it feels like doesn't feel like as cramped like New York Comic Con. It's like it's not shoulder to shoulder traffic. I mean, sure there is the crowd, but for some reason it didn't feel too bad. Like I can actually, yeah, as you said, I can trek through like some of the places. Like there is the typical crowds here, but it's not as like overbearing. Like you couldn't breathe, or like I don't know, to point
Right,
out
and
panic attack inducing.
nor in some instances and conventions like I hate to use this term, but I call them the big sponsor, the big it's the big three, big me jokingly, the big sponsors, the big
Mm-hmm.
homies. They take up so much of the con, you never see the person behind them or anything. We were able to find some of our associates, people find shout outs to One Piece books, always finding you every year. Good seeing you. Seeing a couple of the small vendors as well and other local businesses and unique artists. We were all able to be seen. It wasn't like yes, you could see the giant hollow booth. Yes, you could see the giant Viz symbol. You could see the Crunchyroll symbol, but you see it, but it doesn't take up the entirety of the con to eat the whole thing. Like they
Mm-hmm.
exist, but they're not the whole store, and that's kind of the point I'm getting at. I think that was a really really good thing across the board of that. So I think the user space is really good in that. So I enjoyed that, and I found some cool vendors and things like that. So I think that's a win that the stuff was able to do there. I mean, we'll talk about the swag and stuff we purchased later, but things we enjoyed about the convention is that I enjoyed walking around the convention. I think Will and I are walk bros. You know, we like walking. We're staying fit. You know, I enjoyed walking the
Yeah.
convention. I enjoy the Hollow booth. The Hollow booth
For sure.
for sure.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
as a Hololive fan, I enjoy that. I deeply enjoy the manga vendors this year, and my God, I have to. We could talk about the manga vendors, but first, I'm gonna pass up to Will. That Will talk about what he enjoyed before I go on my gushing about manga.
Man, like the things that I enjoy, like yeah, I enjoy for the most part is like like one day I'll give props to NYC, like the system for reserving panels. Like they use the same system for previous years, and so far I had no trouble reserving our both our panels for as press members. So I gotta give Anime NYC props to that. But like the other thing definitely enjoyed, if anything else, is like yeah, one thing is definitely the Hololive panel. Like Cover Core really brought their A game here, especially when like also in celebrating in tandem with their own separate event, which is Breaking the Mantis concert, which we'll talk more a bit more later.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I personally enjoy like yeah I stopped by Artist Alley, like I met Iron Picky, Edwin Huang, yeah, just to buy some Prince of them, like always a pleasure. And of course naturally met like USG, the Urban Survival Gear team, which I Morris, shout outs to you again. I love your bags. It has been keeping me so great at the moment right now. So yeah, I hopefully your site is now fixed by the time this episode is released. So yeah, I can finally release that review of yours. And uh, yeah, like of course naturally just meeting meeting the like the people that you want. Again, I saw Matthew Mercer, such a humble guy. He's just an absolutely nice guy. And of course, Laura Bailey, one of the OG voice actors, again, Fruit Basket, and many great voices. And now, of course, Critical Role is just yeah, she's just an absolute gal. Love Laura Bailey, love Laura Bailey. And of course,
yeah,
Alex Lee, which of course, like I kind of made a bit of a viral splash with Alex Lee, and yeah, when I was posing with him with the full Arcana card, apparently yeah, like he want to hold that card like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something like that in a cool way, but like yeah, apparently
I'm just
it's
surprised you didn't tell him because you didn't know the meme at the time. I think this lets you know it, dude. Like Street Fighter meme, like dude, you're huge.
dude, you're the Street Fighter guy, not
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I'm
I'm not the
surprised
fighting
because
guy
no, that
guy.
meme was super funny. It was all over like every. I mean, yet again, I'm in the fighting game circle, so I'm surprised you pierce an anime circle. But Will, you know, Alex is everywhere. Shouts at him. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad. Yeah,
and yeah,
glad you
just
enjoyed
like
that. Yeah,
yeah, and just like absolutely when he like he even posted on his Twitter account like but I was not sure I managed to flip you off that way. I mean, low key, I get it. He was trying to hold the card in a cool way, but
yeah, but
again,
he ended
that's
up.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
point. That's kind of the point of like proper finger indent,
yeah.
positioning. So like it's like horizontal instead of like giving a full flip off, which it was kind of hilarious. And yeah, thankfully at the team, Alex's legs team was very kind. I went up to the booth the following day. Like I gave him a most humblest apology, and thankfully he wanted to redo the shot again. So yeah, redemption arc for Luke, if anything else. And
Yeah, I mean,
so
after
yeah,
getting nerfed in Street Fighter Six, he gotta get some redemption out there, right?
and
Yeah,
yeah, like and of course, like the other things seeing is of course yeah, attend the panels with the Hololive panels were definitely so much more fun. Which yeah, again,
we'll talk. Yeah,
Fubuki,
we'll get
Mio.
there. Yeah,
Okay, we'll get
yeah, we'll
there.
get there. We'll talk about the
And
Hololive panels, but yeah.
yeah,
So that's what you enjoyed.
it,
Let's yeah,
and yeah, like that. Just one more thing, of course. Like it was one more thing that I enjoyed, and that was like that last day we did meet Stella Chu, and I did something that I've always been curious about. If you don't know, just check out Stella Chu's recent stories on Instagram. You know what I'm talking about. I'll
look.
just
All
leave
I
it at
know is
that. So I'll
that
just leave it at
that's
that.
like let's just say that my boy Will proved it, but he didn't go the full route that I would have preferred. Just saying. Like, look, we're both men of culture, but some of us prefer a little more spice. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Um, but yeah, I was surprised she was there too. There's also cosplay. Some art people there too. But I kind
Yeah,
of want to
yeah.
go back to what I was saying about the manga this year. The manga selection
Oh,
this year
for sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
was really good. From independent vendors to proper sellers having their stuff. Every anime convention, every NYC, I would say the big publishers, particularly I would say Viz and Ize
Shueisha?
Gen Press, they will probably sell like the most recent books they have in Volume One, or what they think is popular, and that's it.
Mm.
For Viz, they usually do a special of, oh, you can buy the latest volume early, no taxes, something like that, right? That's great. I mean, depending, or whatever book they're trying to push now, or whatever property they're trying to push now. This, by the way, is not insult to them. It makes sense. I mean, last year, Anime NYC, JoJo was at its peak. They sold
Yes, yes.
JoJo. I'm the JoJo guy. Will would know all my JoJo swag. I got it. It was happening. It was like I purchased what was it? Yeah, I purchased Stone Ocean from them, the latest one of Stone Ocean. I got my JoJo hat from them, and I was like Gucci, get out. He nailed it. This year at Viz, they were pushing Don, and
Yeah, 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 yeah,
in the
yeah.
prior year they were pushing Undead Unluck, but they also had some interesting swag. I purchased a Yu-Gi-Oh! Karibo beanie because it's like I think it's a recent anniversary coming up for Yu-Gi-Oh! And myself, I'm a fan. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't, as goofy as it is, I'm okay with it. For God's sake, I mean, I'm an actual God honest Mana fan, and I know how dumb those storylines are in Mana. I still enjoy the silliness of it. So I'll take my goofiness of what I enjoy. You gotta be cringe. You gotta be free. If that's the case.
Mm-mm-mm.
But some manga people were manga outside the independent manga vendors. One manga vendor impressed us the most, and is the fan that Will and I are a fan of. Seven freaking C's. Seven
Exactly,
C's
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
used their entire plateau to push every book known to man. They had some copies of future books. They beat the street date of selling the Omnibus Tokyo Adventures Volume 23 24, which would be Volume 12, quotation marks, I believe. Wait, actually, yeah, 12 times 2 is 24, so it'd be Volume 12, but it's Volume 23 24. They beat the street date of selling, I believe, Monster Musume, Volume 17. Only 10 years in the making, people were out there. Let's
It feels
go.
like damn forever. Holy moly. Even they know, like, okay, yeah, we brought it here. We want to let the people know it does exist. Like, jeez Louise, have you made us like wait for like 2, 3 years?
I mean,
Freaking
I can,
A.
I told Will this. Like, Will probably know he hasn't seen it yet, but one day I'm gonna take Will out to the ocean, to my storage place, and you can see all the manga that's there. I actually had to put Masa Musume in my storage because that's how long I was waiting for another volume. I was like, nah, not happening. I just stopped believing. But now it's back. I can put faith in my Spider Girl leg supreme. Be a leg man, not a snake man. That's what I'm saying, man. Legs for life. Let's go.
And yeah, with this thing now, it's giving me hope we can finally get the like, volume 18, which again is probably already out in Japan already.
I
It's like
know.
it
It's
feels
I
like
like.
here
I
already.
don't know what happened, but they got it. But speaking more about Seven Seas, it was crazy. They had like every novel, every book they had, all of it. They had the most diverse spread. They like usually. I do mean this unironically when I don't think Kodansha was here this year, right?
I'm not aware of it. I'm pretty sure it probably did, but if they did, I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, I don't
I
think I
would.
saw a Kodansha booth. I don't know. Maybe they were hiding somewhere. But like, I would say like, and overall, in my experience of going to, Anime NYC or Anime Fest, etc., like the most diverse booksellers, in my opinion, was either an independent book vendor, sometimes Kodansha, and occasionally, and I'll be very polite about this, Yen Press, because it depends. At the time when Yen Press was trying to push, and they still are pushing, it's Yen on the light novel side. They brought every light novel coming in. Now they have Ize Press. This is the Korean Moha side. You'll see a lot more of that. They still have some of their classic books in their sale, and they still have their light novels there they're selling is there. That had a spread. That had a decent spread, but not like Seven Seas, man. They had everything.
Mm.
They had the BL, the GL, for us sophisticated gentlemen, Monster Girls. They had Tokyo Revengers. They had, oh my god, they had all of their Chinese novels they translated. It was insane. They had Yokohama Kaiken Daiso, Volume 5. Kadaisei Kaisho, which I'm a huge fan of that series. You see me posted. I can't believe I got it. Now I have the whole complete series. Now I have to read it. So we read volume 5. So it's like hands down. If anybody else can make a spread, like look, I'm gonna challenge this. Kodansha, Viz, Easy Press. Y'all need to have spreads like that. Y'all need to bring every book you can to sell because these guys did not come packing. That was some good stuff. So I was really surprised that Seven Seas came out. I was like, oh, they're gonna just bring out Monster Musume. Oh, maybe Tokyo Revengers. Maybe a couple of the BL or GL books. Maybe some of their spicy imprints from Ghost Ship. Nope, they brought the whole squad. Like
Mm-hmm,
everything they did,
mm-hmm.
they came out for the squad, and I have respect for that. So that's my little clap for them. Respect. I was really cool. I enjoyed it. That was my favorite booth because I looked at some books I've never seen before. I had took notes, and I really enjoyed it. I also want to give a shout out to One Piece Books. One Piece Books came
Mm.
in with the spread of books and offering every book was $5. They were straight up
Yes,
giving you like
yes.
everything. I mean, I know that one of our contributors, Josh, reviews a lot of One Piece books and has been doing it for a while. Them shout out to Josh doing that stuff, but like they have an extremely good quality of books too, all $5, and that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was really cool. But overall, in a span of a manga enjoyer, this was an excellent convention for manga. You had you had almost every publisher and new publishers down the wall. You had Denpa, you had Seven Seas, One Piece Books, you had Kuma. There was a lot of you had I don't know Azuki's Digital, Azuki's Digital, I believe. So you had a bunch of independent vendors, you had independent people, you had some of the big publishers there all selling the stuff, and I think it was really good for as a manga guy. I couldn't go wrong. I think it was a really good
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, this is an improvement. I hope this continues next year. That's my take about manga. I love my manga. I even done a video, on YouTube you haven't seen already that reviewed my first manga wall. If you guys want to see more of the manga wall, give me 10 subs on Twitch.tv and I'll do the rest of my manga wall with updates. Okay, trust me. So hit me up with that. But no, Will knows I'm a huge manga guy, so it's like it was like a haven. I loved it. So that was the thing I
Mm-hmm.
truly enjoyed. Another thing I think that Will and I both enjoyed at this convention was just straight up. We loved the Hollow experience. The VTuber experience was excellent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Just it was just crazy, if anything else. Like before we head to Hololive, I also gotta give props to like the Creepy Nut, the first appearance of Creepy Nuts here in America, which they also had that first concert here in America at Anime NYC. And yeah, rapper Creepy and DJ Nuts is just absolutely fire. Like I could see why Josh is such a fan of him, and like yeah, I listen to their songs again. Call of the Night, great show, great songs from them, and of course naturally Mashley with the beam song of Bling Bang Bang Bon of the
Yeah.
second OP of Mashley. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to, by all means check out Creepy Nuts if you have a chance. But yeah, moving on. Yeah, the cover corp just actually killed it. Like
Oh yeah, like
people say people saying like, yeah, VTubers are getting lesser VTubers, lesser VTubers. I mean, okay, look, that's your thing. If you don't like VTubers, fine, that's your stick. But yeah, but the VTubers again from Face Connect, like, well, I wish that V Show did an appearance already. Again, it was fine. They had other things, like not like last year they did an appearance, but unfortunately they did not. But yeah, Cover Core, like they were just like really investing on it. They knew like again with if you know Hololive regard to their recent U.S. event with the LA Dodger Stadium, and of course naturally with the many other different events like collaborations, whatever it may be. Yeah, now they were heavily advertising here in NYC, especially with that one night concert at NYC, which um, the, I mean, I'll talk about it when the things I did. There's a small critique in that part, but the Hololive experience, if you attended everything that like even on like if you just stop by their main booth of seeing like the meet and greet with their talents from Star, from Elizabeth Rose, like the quiz shows and all that, there's karaoke. You can enjoy the good time. But if you decide to go pay up that extra premium for that concert on that first night, is like yeah, just it was fire. Even for like what feels like only just like one or like an hour or like a half
yeah,
hour, an hour and a half, like
yeah. I want to say that Cover Corp did a really good job of providing like Okay, so they brought. I don't know how it works, but they also had bags. They had their people with them. I don't say their people, but Omo Cat was there selling their swag. They
Yes, yeah, yeah,
had
yep, yep, yep.
they had Omahayo, which was selling some of the Hollow stuff. Swag on the other side of the. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. These are the people that also sell Randon, Professor Lando equipment, swag. I'm horrible butchering the name. I purchased their stuff before, but yeah, it felt full force. It felt like everything was together. What I really did enjoy was that they had a diversity of people for the main cover booth at certain times. You had English, you had JP talent, you had Indonesian talent, you had Hollow Stars, and I feel like as somebody who enjoys both Hololive and Hollow Stars, it was really nice to see like the community come out for it. I saw somebody cosplay as Izuru, one person cosplay as Shion. I saw some people cosplay. A lot of people cosplay as Fauna or Goth Fauna. I saw a punk
Yeah, yeah.
emo Mumi. That was really nice. I saw a couple of Bijous. But yeah, it was across the board. It was a really good experience, and I felt like there was a couple. There was still. I don't. I think Breaking Dimensions was the paid event.
It's that because yeah, just a quick clarification. Like Breaking Dimensions wasn't actually as a collaboration we're going to with Anime NYC.
No,
Just because that is a separate entity by itself. Like there was a concert which is I believe the shoot I forgot the name of, but yeah, it was a collaboration event with Anime NYC, like one of the main concerts. But yeah, Breaking Dimensions itself is like yeah, that's separate. That's
that
a
was
Red
separate.
Cat King's
Exactly, yeah,
Theater.
and that's a separate. I would put it to the con experience, but that was separate. But that was kind of cool. Um, but yeah, the VTubers came on force. One company that did not show up for obvious reasons. This is company that starts with an N. There's some dude owns a yacht. I think it's called Yacht Saji. Yeah, Yacht Saji
And
didn't come out. Yeah, they didn't
yeah,
come out.
yeah,
So
and yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to interject because yeah, it is called the Hollow Stage World Tour Soar at Anime NYC. So yeah,
right,
that was the event right there that
that
was
was the
held.
event. Okay, well, so yeah, because I think yeah. So that was. I think we went to that one last year. That was when it was promoting Hollow Meat, which today was some swag sold by Omo Cap over there. But that's a last year thing. It's the tip of my tongue. But yeah, I think it was a really cool experience with VTubing. I don't think the VTubing bubble is like over or whatever. I think that the hype may die a little bit, but it's more mature. There's a VTuber for everyone and for every niche, from independent to corpos and everything. I mean, Face
For sure,
Connect,
for sure, for
even
sure.
though I'm not a huge fan of Face Connect, and there's very few people in Face Connect I follow. I think I just follow Paco, Panko. That's about
Mm-mm.
it. And that's all I really follow there. But there was a huge line of people coming out to Face Connect that happened. I remember that. I think it was a year before. I think it was Studio Kawaii was there last year.
Mm-mm.
Probably Studio Kawaii,
Mhm.
and people came out to them. So just saying. If you show
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
if you
Like
pop up and show up, people show up. I really do feel like VTubing is kind of like, and I do want to say this across the board on and on. Like, the VTuber community, the fans that showed up I met, they were really cool dudes. No, none of them were, not basement dwelling dudes. Like I, there was buff rat guy who was actually a gym bro. Remember buff
yes,
rat?
yes,
I think
yes.
it was a real gym bro. Like yeah, like trust me, it's all good. Yeah,
Mookie Rose, yeah, you even went for Mookie, even knows,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mookie Rose it was there, and yeah, just like that was the thing because literally at the last minute, Anime NYC, yeah, the people said like it was literally last minute that Face Cannon was gonna have a concert on that final day. Literally, it's like literally a day before, and they were selling tickets for that concert, which like
oh my
holy
god.
moly, kind of like really
Yeah, that
really
was a squish. Yeah.
it was a squish right there. But yeah, yeah, because if you obviously didn't couldn't even were the lucky ones to attend the Breaking Dimensions concert at Hololive at King's Theater, then the Face kind of concert was basically the next best thing. And from the pictures that I've seen and like the videos I saw, yeah, the Face Connect concert that last night actually did pretty darn good. So yeah, no matter which like company that you are, be it like yeah either Face Connect or in Hololive, like yeah, you're gonna it's gonna do pretty darn good, and they've advertised it pretty well, which I'm very happy to know that. Yeah, the Facecon concert was quite successful, I believe.
No,
So
no, I'm
yeah,
happy for them as well. I think like this is not like a dig or anything. I think it was just a logistic issue. I think they were like, oh, can we do a concert or not? And then like they say F it, we ball kind of situation. It probably was just a logistic thing because at the time, and I do this is the thing. I do know that like from my understanding, the space using the convention at certain times was a bit rowdy. Like for example, off. This is a little off the record thing. Us, myself and Will are press. Anytime we go to the press room, there was like a limit how many people can go in at a time because there was a lot of people coming in for press, and it would just be filled up. So if the basic press room could fill up, could you imagine the talent room being filled up?
Man, I could
Exactly.
only
Yeah.
imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I can picture like what talent spaces they can use. So it's something logistic, but I'm glad it worked out for them. But overall, for a VTuber fan experience, I did enjoy the convention at 100%. I think that Cover did a good job showcasing all their talents for everybody from
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
English
yeah.
ID and JP. That was nice. I think I want to say I did enjoy the Justice panel. The Justice panel
Ah,
was
yeah, that
yeah
was
the Justice
fun.
panel
That
was
was
fun.
fun.
It was a bit similar to last year panel with Advent. It was some similarities, but it was still a good
Yes,
panel.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure,
Um,
for sure, for sure. Like,
and I and the Hollow Gamers panel was a little. I felt it was a little more like freeform. It was more fun. It was more freeform. Towards the
yeah,
end, it
yeah,
was like
yeah. Like,
yeah, towards the end it was like a mini concert, but it was fun. I'm hoping next year they can give us I would kill give us our not 30-year-old sea captain Marine Chan. One day she'll be 30, but not today.
uh,
One day she'll be 30, but not today. So she's for eternally 29.
yeah, if they decide to bring friggin' Marine, oh my god, people will be losing it. I mean, again, everyone like each the member like they have the community and fans, like the diehard fans. So yeah, if Marine stop up, by all means, the people will be losing it. Heck, they freaking bring in Corona and Okayu, I'll definitely lose
Yeah,
it.
the building
I
would have
mean,
blown this roof. I like
yeah,
personally from a
like,
funny standpoint. If they brought in Pecora, get the crowd chanting, "Where's Pecco, Mama?" She's like, "What? Where's Mom?"
Exactly, that's basically the thing. Like, yeah, everyone's like, do the mean. Like, okay, and especially with that, like, Justice fan, like, Raora, what's my favorite toppings of pizza? Pineapple and cucumbers. Pasta finito.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
slam the desk. Desk rip desk coon. Oh, but God, it was a fun experience. So from a VTuber standpoint, it was a solid thing on the standpoint. But those are the things I enjoy about the con. We also bought a lot of swag. If you want to see more about the swag, I posted it on. Check out my Twitter at GetSelious. I got a lot of books. I bought some Easy Press. I got some Switch. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I bought a lot of T-shirts and I bought a lot of pins. I'll leave it as that. How about that? And Will
I
already
could,
mentioned he bought a spicy encounter. It was look. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a man of spice, it was mild. I would have went a little further, but I gotta say that
dude,
one.
if that was the case, I would see what would kick Stellar Shoe out. I mean, look, we're not near Comic Con, which as you know, people will actually pay for people to spit someone in their mouth, which
Whoa, whoa,
we're
whoa! We're
not
not
in
going
that
that
level.
far. I'm talking about. I'm talking about. See, you wanted a hand. You wanted the hand version of the wall crocodile. I wanted the feet version. I wanted full legs, man.
I mean, look, like obviously they couldn't find a perfect wall. Like if they look,
Oh no,
and
no, but
granted,
you know where I stand, man. I'm a legs are where it's at, man.
yes, you're a leg guy. Like I don't know, like because the size comparison, but the fact that I had to go and kneel down.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like,
No
I was
offense,
taller
no,
than
yeah, no
Stellar
offense,
Shoe.
no offense. Yeah, yeah. It's like it was like I said, it wasn't
And
gonna happen, but yeah, like I said, we're both
and
we're both we're both cultured gentlemen here. We know what we want in our taste. But unironically though,
in
like from shaking her hand and you touching like that woman has a grip, man. Like holy,
she
not
has the craftsman's hands. She has craftsman's hands. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
She's not
It,
full gorilla mode like some of our favorite VTubers.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. But by all means, again, shout out to Solo Chu. She was just an absolutely lovely gal. So yeah, if
It
you
was
want
it
to
was a
buy
pleasure
her
meeting her.
prints,
Yeah.
And but by her like if V1 yeah V1 Tech brought her out here, and again shout outs to you V1 Tech, you're also doing collaboration art with her as well as like from V Show and other companies. So yeah, shout out to you V1 Tech. But also yeah another like for you yeah just add on to it. Again, you bought so much clothes. I can only imagine how much is in your bank account that you spent
But
that thing.
let's not talk about the bank. Let's talk about how I'm not gonna pay them. Oh, I said it out loud. Dang it. Okay, editor, go edit that out. It's not gonna be edited. It's over.
But
Let's
yeah,
not talk
like
about
again for
that.
me, yeah, for me it's like again the majority is basically like autographs as anything else because again autographs are expensive. But again, the fact you meet Matthew Mercer, which again he's coveted, he is hard to
Oh
get.
no, no,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. It's like it's to be
and
fair though. Like, oh god, like you look, I have to support my Oshi in any gear I can get. So it's like, yeah, I look. Hey, they did stop. I'll give a shout out to Omocat. Thanks for stopping me from buying those pins. Okay, so this is what happened. This is not an insult to Omocat. I didn't know this whatsoever. I thought you could buy the pins one up at a piece, right? Like each pin was worth I think $5, so I could just buy a pin. No, it's RNG, and I'm like, thank you, I'm not doing it. Nope, nope.
yeah, gotcha. Like forget about it.
No,
Forget
no,
about
no.
it.
I'm
It's
not a
better.
gotcha master. Okay, like at best, I'm a gotcha boomer. I play. I allegedly play. Grand Blue Fantasy. Okay, I'm a gotcha boomer. Right?
So yeah,
Jokingly,
good, good.
but
At
yeah, but
least, thankfully, that helped you off.
yeah. As well as they also ran out the Full Moko T-shirts and they ran out the Jailbird T-shirts, so they saved me some money. And anything, I saved money.
That's the thing. Like again, if you want to save some money, like and hopefully they like, oh please let the world like prevent me from spending any more money. Sometimes it does work out, and sometimes like, yeah, sometimes it was still there. I mean, for me, like one of my other major purchases because like I was considering actually getting. I've been wanting a long time to get the Watame Nendoroid from Good Smile
Oh
Company,
yeah, that
and
price
like.
point was really that price point was really good. I mean, I'm not a Nendoroid buyer, but holy, those are some good price points.
and and yeah, I was comparing it to like the online shop when I was like comparing the prices. So like here, at least buying it here up front here, you don't have to pay for the shipping. You just have to pay for tax. And like yeah, it was only like $5 more compared to like $65 if you're buying it online. So yeah,
Yeah, that was
overall
like
yeah, if you buy. It was good. It was definitely a good if you want to buy straight up front from a Good Smile company, so you don't have to pay for shipping. But of course, naturally, there will be the like a Labor Day sale. Because Good Smile companies always does holiday sales, so like that will be your next opportunity if you want to get Nindoroids, if anything else. Because like yeah, Hololive people would know, like the recent Ina Deluxe Edition with the extra tentacles and all that, it sold out from their booth.
yeah, it was
So
done. It
yeah,
was done. It was done. And by the way, this was done I think Friday. Speaking of which, from a shopping standpoint, holy, even Friday, some of the bigger vendors, I would say like Omocat, Nedroid booth. I forgot who was a big. No, not Crunchyroll. I forgot Crunchyroll was doing. I forgot who had a
I
sicker
know Viz
line.
Media.
Yeah, Viz
I know
Media.
Viz Media definitely. Yeah,
Viz Media, yeah. Those three, particularly on Friday, just Friday, had lines that were just wicked. They were looping around. I was like, no way. I was like, even when I got there early, it wasn't happening. It was like, no way, bro. It wasn't happening. So,
Yeah,
shopping
yeah,
lines
yeah.
is pretty crazy. The only.
Yeah, even
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, even for like first day on Friday, like the people will be getting those kits like that, those exclusive, whatever it may be. Again, the convention FOMO and all that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that I felt like a lot of people for Saturday, at least in my opinion, Saturday when I was doing it, a lot of people came later in the day. So when I was there Saturday morning, I was able to I was doing most of my shopping, got that done. So that was like a thing for
Mm-hmm.
me. That was pretty good. But overall, I just kind of want to the comments we have for this. It was an excellent convention. I think whatever type of fan you were, you found your place to get into it. That's about it. Go.
Yeah, 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 and yeah. Also, I gotta give props to one more person that I also met as well, aside from like the voice actors. If you didn't know, Kao Shibuya was also there as well, with collaboration with projects Seisa. So yeah, Kao Shibuya, like again, you meet him with you saw her with Connor on Trash Taste and with Iron Man all set. Yeah,
Oh
Kao
yeah.
Shibuya, she was she is such a lovely cat. I like Soju. She's just absolutely lovely. And again, she even if you met her, like if you bought a print or a Polaroid, yeah, she does like the whole full handprint and the heart sign. So yeah, take that, Justin Wong.
Yeah, yeah. Just look. Justin's hands ain't what it used to be anymore, man. He's been mashing for years. He's got to protect his wrist, all right? No offense, Justin. I respect you. We're all good. But I just want to say that you gotta protect your hands when you get that. When you get a certain age, okay? The bones ain't so good anymore. But yeah,
Yeah,
overall,
but
I just wanted
yeah.
my comments. I think
Mhm.
it was a good thing. And he's going to add to that. Will you got any comments with the convention? Like,
Comment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I guess that's probably going to my part of the critique of it all. So yeah, like one thing because yeah, this is gonna be a tip for all listeners out there. Like, if there will be any paid ticket held at Anime NYC, if you're a medical person, just buy the general admissions. Because like if you because when I bought the silver ticket for Creepy Nuts and bought the gold bronze level ticket for the Hololive concert on that Friday night, and if you're a medical ADA person, you just need to you all you really need is the general admissions because like you will have your own separate section of getting the like pretty much right up there near the front stage instead of like
yeah,
your
basically,
usual
yeah.
like the bronze or gold stuff. So it like yeah, save yourself some money. So that's one thing. So that was kind of like, geez,
Yeah,
thanks a
if
lot,
you
MIC for covering more money out of me.
yeah, if you
And
like
yeah,
if you
that
have a medical disability, you get the ADA ticket. You get the ADA pass. You don't really need to buy the higher tiers. That much is very true. Yeah.
eggs that thing like I've learned that this time around. So yeah, so I've learned that lesson, and like other critiques in as well. Like yeah, because I know there's one thing I've always been curious regarding to like how like when they have panels like and they always like show off those warnings like do not take photos, do not take videos. I mean the video part, okay, I can definitely understand. The pictures though, that's one thing that always be will
I've
be a
always
debate
felt
because like
uncomfortable about that. It's so weird. Like to me, okay, so here's a tangent about Get Silious's youth. So when I was younger, and Papa Silius and Mama Silius, and even Youngie Silius, my brother, Bro Silly, we would go to Florida a lot. We would occasionally go to Disney World, Universal, etc. I love roller coasters, so I love that stuff. The crappy part about it is that they would have a flash finish at some of the end of the rides or attractions where they would try to sell you the autograph of like, oh look,
mm,
you freaked out, haha, you almost, blah blah blah, right? No one does that anymore. We have phones, whatever, right? We take our own cameras, but it's like, if you're not even gonna sell me my own photos, whatever, what's the point? Like, just let us take photos. I don't think I do feel like they think people are gonna spoil it to a certain degree, or spoiler, but I don't really. People are gonna talk anyway. I mean, here's a perfect example. We're in the anime manga business. There are a lot of people who just post spoiler chapters on Twitter, Facebook, and wherever just because. Okay, you can't beat that. I'm sorry, and that's just gonna happen. Like people, like there are spoilers to My Hero Academia's like last chapters, and the manga volume hasn't even come out yet. I have to hold that it exists. Am I mad? No, I'm not. I'm just gonna wait until the book comes out. Just hold it.
yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, because when I was at the Creepy Nuts concert, thankfully I was able to take out plenty of shots at the Creepy Nuts concert. Which, again, the fact that I mentioned this in my last year's retrospect of Anime NYC, but I'd also I will pretty much say the same thing again in this year's retrospective. Like, yeah, Creepy Nuts, I was able to take plenty of pictures, and like take some video clips because again, you had the opening of Calling Night of the Night and Bling Bang Bang Born, which I just had to record. I'm sorry, it's just like it's just an absolute banger song, which again, good memories and all that, and just for personal momento's sake. And then like compared to like the Hololive stuff, like okay, Hololive like they were, I mean so strangely enough, I was able to take like the Suicide concert was definitely a much more skeleton crew, and like this year's concert was like it's yeah the security was there, like so I didn't want to like want to be disrespectful too much, like so only aside like if it's like at the ending of the concert, which thankfully they were pretty lenient with that. But of course, naturally, if I don't know if they I don't know whatever for whatever reason they're worried like I don't know someone's gonna post it up on YouTube or like whatever it may be, which okay, fine, again, Cover Corp has the lawyer manpower to do that, sure,
No,
they
no,
can
no,
send this
exactly. Like
to
if some I would say genius decide to like do a rip and post it online, they will find you and they will ban you and sue you if possible.
for sure, and
Like
yeah,
that.
I'll definitely won't don't respect for that, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why that like. Okay, so this is not really a big problem in VTuber Clippers. We all watch VTuber Clippers, but I've noticed that there are some not good Clippers who run ads on their clipping channel while for this. Which, if you're running ads on YouTube, on a
Mm-hmm.
video that's not yours, you're making money, which is don't do. Please don't. That's something called illegal. That not well, morally illegal because then the talent or agency can strike you down and then it's goodbye to you. Some clippers try that. Whatever. I'm not a big fan of that. So you have these not smart people gonna these geniuses gonna rip the entire concert, put it on YouTube, and then run ads. Good luck, man. I wish you the best because they're gonna find you
Yeah.
double way. But yeah, they have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
manpower. They're gonna find you. It is what it is. I feel like taking photos doesn't bother anything. Whatever. I mean, somebody took a clip of essentially Iris from the Breaking Dimension Day One concert doing the full hip motion. I'm gonna leave it as that. That
Oh
was
yeah. On even like yeah, they're taking screenshots of like yeah, like if anyone bought the streaming tickets for the concert, yeah, like just they straight up post up screenshots of the concert on their screen. Yeah,
yeah. And
from
the
their
thing is,
point
I've
of
seen
view.
it. Yeah. Breaking Dimensions, cool concert. Can't wait to see the next one in the future. Dope. They got the way that was fun. But no, that's how I kind of feel about it. It's like I always feel like if you need to have some trust and faith in your fan base, and if someone does it, be ready to do it because you have to trust the idea that people want to memorize this experience. People can take a photo of something like that, right? Like,
Yeah,
like I said, back to the allegory I made before. Back before the digital camera thing existed, you go to Disney World, you do a cool rider attraction. They have a section you take photos, whatever. I mean, granted, you pay for the photo. It's a whole different thing. But you took photos to commemorate the memory of it. People want to commemorate the memory of seeing their favorite Oshi, their Kami Oshi, whatever. That's the point. I'm okay with that. The problem is
yeah.
that if you find out this said fan is trying to make money off doing that, I don't mind you banning them
Yeah,
or suing oblivion. I don't mind it.
for
That's
sure.
wrong.
Exactly. That I'll give you the moral high ground for that one. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
If
So
if you
that's. Oh, go ahead.
and yeah, like and yeah, just as a quick as well, like because there was like at the last panel we're going to yeah gamers out there like it was like as well like I get it. Don't take pictures or photographs like either during panel, fine. But once at the literally end of the panel, which they actually show you the QR freaking codes of like share your memories. There was like one of the Java sentiment was like slap my hand, like man. It's literally
Oh
of
yeah, that was so. Yeah, I
the
saw that. The dude
panel
was like
ends with
that.
that.
That dude gave you the fastest hand slip. That was like, I kid you not, no insult to our people. It was like Baba-san smacking you from taking that dumpling. It was like, bah, you ain't getting that.
Was
No.
literally the end
Yeah, I
of
was
the
like,
freaking panel. I was like, what?
and the messed up part is like, what if you were trying to scan the QR code to follow the channel? Like they put the QR code up there for that reason. Oh my god.
You freaking idiot staff people.
Oh my god, that was
Ah.
so bad. But yeah, but overall though, if I had to rate New York Comic Con, I had from last year. Last year was
Mhm.
like a C plus, maybe a B minus. This year was a solid A minus to an A. It was really good across the board. The
It,
space was done well. Yeah, I had a good time, and I found things I liked. I found new business people to buy swag from. I bought some cool swag. I got some cool pins. I managed. It made me happy as a manga buyer. This is what if this is the direction the
mm-mm.
con is going to go in the future. Keep it this way because also Will and I didn't have a chance to visit some of the panels, but they did have news panels. They had community panels for cosplayers,
Mm-mm.
cosplay games. Some people are into that. That was a thing. Lo and behold, people used to do back in the day. But people like that. So if that's your thing, you're down for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like pretty much reserved the one of the basement levels for as an entire gaming zone, which is
Yeah,
absolutely
the gaming
nuts.
section it was brought like defend people playing the fighting games and card games. It was a really good experience. It was
So
really
yeah.
I hate to say it, it was a good con. It was a good con.
They is like it's pretty much as I said they pretty much offer you a very solid spread like it wasn't as like I don't know a focus theme like bringing Ani's song like in the initial 2 years like and a like having famous singers come to New York City. Like obviously those would be the main headliners. But here this year, like they pretty much brought on everything. Like you had your Japanese voice actors again, the Japanese voice actor for Piccolo. You had the production heads from who did Beastar or Mashley. You had and then of course you had like something offering on the D&D side with Critical Role, and of course naturally you have the VTubers with Cover Core, like Senpai Squad, and of course then
And
Artist Alley
and Face
in
Connect, yeah.
between like they have so much variations like a solid spread on the guest show. Like some people feel like some of the panels wasn't as strong, and okay, that fair enough because I feel like there was plenty of like spotlights of like Chiwasato, Steve Bloom, other like other voice actors are out there, which some people may or may not like. That again, like you were expecting something and it didn't fulfill your expectations. That's fine and dandy, but I gotta give props to Anime OC, like how just varied it, this year was. Just like you will not be bored. If you like VTubers, you gotta find something. You like D&D, you'll find with Critical Role. If you find manga, yeah, manga and everything else in between. If you're a man of culture like me with like cosplayers and all that, like again,
Yo,
the fact they had like I'm kind of very surprising to see that Nikkei Shift Up Studios did not have a booth like last year. Like they had a shooting range. This time they were nowhere in sight. All they had was that giant banner in the Crystal Palace advertising for Nikkei and Evangelion, and that was it. Which yeah, like, but either way, yeah, going back to the question, it's just like it was so varied. Like it felt like it was not enough, but it was just enough to the point that like it was like pretty darn balanced.
yeah, it felt
So
like a good spread of like generally everything in the anime community or anime adjacent, and you could all experience it all in one sitting. Nothing over took over the palette of the whole experience. So overall, like an A
yeah,
minus or an A for sure. That's my grade. If you had to give it a grade, what would you give?
yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, for me as well, I'm pretty much like you as well. I feel like a B plus minus A minus just because it was like one again crowd size. It was not like sardine packed, which that's
Yeah.
that's always a good plus. If I felt like that inaugural year back in 2017 when it first came out, like I can actually walk around, which is like yeah, that's already a major plus as it is. And then yeah, afterwards, like yeah, you have the concert, like the concerts, yeah, the paid concerts within the convention, like yeah, that's
I've
kind of a
always
bit on the
I've always felt
mixed
like
bag.
off tangent here. I feel like if they were gonna do a paid concert in the venue, I would feel upset unless you move it to a different
Yes, yeah,
venue. If I had a, let's say, at the Manhattan Theater or somewhere else, I can understand that. But
Hammerstein or Times
Hammerstein,
Square,
exactly,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I would understand that particularly. But otherwise, I feel like, brother, that's you're skirting there.
Yeah, so MAOC, I'm like, well, I get it. You want to like bring in more money, but geez, like easy up on trying like reserving like exclusive concerts. Like, look, if you're paying for, yeah, obviously you pretty much made. Unfortunately, it is the solid case here. Like, be it for VTuber concerts, you have regard to live action concert with Creepy Nuts with famous singers and DJs, and of course, naturally, other things like coming down the line. I mean, heck, again, if you ever decide to bring freaking Nana Mizuki here to the States, I will pay top dollar for that. And yeah, so yeah, the concert, that's just like another one of my critiques regarding to that. But aside from that, is just yeah, and again, we didn't even talk about breaking the metrics in detail because and that they
And
while it was
that was
not part of
that's already, yeah,
MIOC,
yeah.
like
That in itself was a
that
whole other
that
thing,
is
yeah.
that is a separate beast. Which yeah, I'll probably definitely talk. I'll definitely will be writing separately outside from my retrospect. I will mention something in regard to Breaking the Mentions, but Breaking the Mentions is a separate beast of its own. Which like if it was combined with MAC, it would have skyrocket at those points. But again, this was covers its
Separate
own
event,
thing.
yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, if anything else. But again, so yeah, personally for me, this year for Anime OC, I got you did good. You
Yeah, you
definitely
did
good.
you did good.
You
You get
got the
the,
entire
yeah.
Javits Center. You offered an entire good spread of different content from Eastern. Again, Steve Bloom, Bryce Papenbrook, Alex Lee, Critical Role, and then you have the Japanese voice acting, Piccolo, the production heads, and all that sort. And again, everything in between, artwork. You actually help. I feel like Artist Alley was pretty darn good. Again, you can't miss it, and the people were buying artwork everywhere. And yeah, yeah, from yes, you said mangas, the clothing brands to like even mom and pop shops of the period, and heck, good old Faku, J18, and of course the
Yeah,
cultured
look,
cultured
we can't
frauds are
talk
there.
about those books. We could say that they just happened to be around. I don't know what happened, but you know they were around. Yeah.
So they were around, of course, naturally with that. So like, look, we're not EchiCon. Like they, I know like in Texas, I know about that. We're
Yeah, well,
LA,
wait, we can't. You know,
but
before we get banned off the YouTube, we gotta leave it as it is, man. Come on.
all right, all right, all right. But yeah, overall, like the anime FC, you did good. It's definitely a B plus to A minus. So yeah, here's hoping that you we take some of the criticisms that we all that from your fans and myself will offer, and yeah, hopefully you can improve it. And who knows, we're probably gonna get the extension of Javits Center maybe next year or sometime in the future. But overall,
I
you did very good,
I
anime FC.
personally, when it comes to extension, it depends how they use the layout. To me personally, this
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
good
yeah.
convention. It's how you use it. I think being Artist Alley being combined with the main show being integrated is good. If they walk in, that's great. That's what I want. I don't want them to be shifted across another way. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most of my critiques I have would be I would say, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You had everything I wanted, so I'm pretty much giving you golden glowing grades, you know. But I felt like the only complaint I really ever had was perhaps open up more space for press rooms and or staff to use because there's a lot of people coming in here who are
Mm-hmm.
staff, exhibitors, and press. But that's it, you know.
And I'll give props as well because like I was able to go like up to the top level, which they were all also serving coffee, thankfully. So again, that props to you. That's also I'll get another point to you. You actually just gave out coffee to like some of the pro press people. So thank you for that. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
it's really good to hear. So yeah, with that out the way, this is myself, GetSelious, and Will giving a recap and our thoughts of Anime NYC 2024. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so I'll be notified next time we'll have content. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at GetSelious so be notified when I go live with streaming, YouTube videos, and more. And without the way, we hope to see you guys in the next one. And yeah, thank you Anime NYC for
Bye.
inviting us.
Bye.